under just the name of the map itself. So you're really searching for the type of the map, the game type, or things like that. And if you look at the top, there's also kind of a filter by genre, so you can even like subdivide further and actually filter it even more. So this is an example of that. So under this one, I actually selected co-op skirmish. So now it filters it entirely, and even Dota itself went away since that's not considered a co-op skirmish map. And then this is an example of how you create a custom game. Very similar again, very straightforward, very easy to do. One of the things that we added, which is kind of cool, is kind of this, one of the things you can do now is you can create a custom game, and then when you go into the game lobby, you can actually have the game lobby be private, and then invite all your friends, get the teams configured how you want, and then if you notice, like right above my name, there's that button that says Open to Public, and once you punch that button, what it does is now it broadcasts the game to the game list. So you don't have to kind of do that thing you did in the past where you have to jump in the game, kick a bunch of players, wait till your friends get in, try to coordinate. Just go ahead, go into the private game lobby, then invite all your friends, then you can go ahead and publish the game to the game list and get the rest of the players into the game. All right. So the quick summary on this one is, of course, many different types of games to play and watch. It's easy to play and stay with your friends. The ladder is designed for everybody. And something else I want to call out, again, back to the Battle.net account system, is it's also going to help ensure fairer games. Because back in Warcraft 3, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the term smurfing? Not a lot of you. Wow, I must really be getting old. Okay, so the concept of smurfing, what that means is what people would do is they get really good at Warcraft 3 and go into and transitory take the one off and make a whole bunch of Battle.net accounts for fun because you won't be able to play Starcraft 2 with them. So that means that it's much less likely that you're going to run into these people that are just kind of faking you out with pretending like they're new players, because once they've played like 10, 12 games, we're going to know what their skill system is, they're going to be ranked appropriately, and they're not going to be able to make a whole bunch of new accounts to come down and stomp you. All right, so now we're going to talk about connecting the Blizzard community. So here's the big goals. We want you to make sure that we keep you informed about all the games you're involved in. And when I talk about like connecting the Blizzard community, it's very much kind of the same concept here at BlizzCon. Originally when we talked about doing this conference, kind of the idea was, what if we focus and do a conference around World of Warcraft? Because previously a lot of the different MMO companies out there, they were doing these conventions around their games, these fanfares. And we kind of had this inspiration and went, well, why should we do that? Why don't we do something that celebrates all of our games and brings all of our different game communities under one roof and call it Blizz? And I think that So the idea here is that if you're a StarCraft 2 player, but you also have like World of Warcraft accounts, then you'll actually, when you go onto the service from Star 2, you'll still be able to keep informed of what's going on within World of Warcraft. So we also, of course, want to make it easy for you to find and chat with your friends. I feel like that's something we can improve. We want and again across games. So now I'm going to show you a couple more screens from the service.